What's going on? This is a new episode of Sitting on My Mama Porch. Today, I want to talk about ego versus consciousness, God versus devil, right? So I'm going to tell a story, right? I was at a job one time, right? And I started training this dude. He was a cool dude, man. You know how I talk, So, he was introducing himself. He told me, yeah, man, I saw Hidden Colors 1, 2, and 3, So I'm like, damn, he was, kind of talking a little black pride type of shit, you know what I mean? So I said, damn, it felt good to meet a brother, that's on the same path or somewhat desire, enlightenment or whatever. So, I went in with him, man. We started tripping out, talking or whatever. I would go in deep, man, you know what I mean? You say you done saw Hidden Colors 1, 2, and 3, so, hell, I'm go deep a little bit. We passed beginner's level, right? So I took him for face value, started going in deep. The deeper I got in, I realized, he ain't watched this shit. The shit I'm saying kind of scan him. And normally I don't, go in deep like that, but like I say, he told me he had been in deep, so whatever. So now I had to pull back on him and realize and assess who I was dealing with versus who I thought I was dealing with. So the role kind of took more of a I'm gonna say like a big brother role almost, you know what I mean? So we would chop it up or whatever. And one thing about me, just in my sincerity, it's a thing when I talk to people, people lay it all out on the line, man. And I give what's in my soul to try to help the situation or give some direction or whatever. So now me and him had reestablished this platform, you know what I mean? And so one day we was in the break room and he was talking to some other people. And I really wasn't really listening or whatever. And I can't say, I was really caring what they was talking about. But he was talking to them and I, shot a joke like we normally shoot a joke. And I guess he took it the wrong way based off what he was telling them. I really didn't know. So he was like, man, you old bitch ass motherfucker, this and that, this and that, this and that. And so, in real life, man, there's certain things I don't play games with. I don't play games with other men. And I don't, I just don't play certain games with other men. I respect manhood on a level like that. So when he said that, they said, we all right. So, I kind of let him know, like, man, hey, go ahead on with that. Just in respect for him who was right there. So I had went back to the machine and I was waiting on him to come. So I got to let this nigga know what time it is. You see what I'm saying? So he came back and, he was like, yeah, and everything in me, I grabbed him. I was going to play with him. I was going to turn him upside down and let him know. Nigga, don't play with me like that, nigga. You know what I mean? But when I grabbed him, I looked around and I saw this lady looking at it. I said, no, Trav, don't play with him like that. So I let him know. I say, look, man, hey, you got to watch your mouth. I don't play like that. And he said what he said or whatever. And, I still don't know if he took it serious for what it was, right? So he walked on back there. Now my ego roaring like a motherfucker. Man, he called you a goddamn bitch to your face. Go over there and goddamn, so, my shit roaring, my ego just roaring. And see, your ego is operates through what you think people see you as, or your pride, your self, vision. So that's how your ego always get in. When you feel like somebody attacked that, your ego starts roaring, right? So I walked over there and I let him know serious. I said, look, man, we got to start over, bro. I said, we got to start over, man. I said, I want to fuck you up so bad, bro. I said, we got to start over. And I talked to him on some real shit. And he told me, he said, man, ain't nobody never came to me like that, bro, on some real shit. You know, I appreciate that. So we dapped it up and whatever. And that seemed like that was the end. So for about 3 days after that, man, I was in the shower. My ego steady goddamn roaring. Fuck that nigga up. Get that nigga. Goddamn, I could just imagine and see myself drilling that nigga and don't you ever goddamn disrespect me like that. But my consciousness on the other side, and your consciousness is a part of you that lets you know how everything pertains, your consequences, the good side of you, the God side of you. You know, that's why a lot of times when you see in cartoons, they have a bad guy on one side, a God side on the other side, and both of them talking into each ear, trying to get you to understand. See, that's through your ego is how the devil speak to you. Through your consciousness is how God speak to you. And the battlefield is right here in the middle. You see what I'm saying? And whichever one takes control of that voice, that's who wins. You either have a devil mentality, you bringing hell and harm, or you either have a God mentality, you bringing peace and love. And so you got to find balance, right? So in that, man, I would get out the shower, look in the mirror, and I had to deal with myself like, man, god darn, man, you know, my cousin said, you on that love, but why you want to fuck the brother up so much? I'm having to ask my damn self this. So I go back to work and I see him. I say, look, man, I told him, I said, man, I'm scared of you, man. And, he joked like, yeah, you better be. And I said, no, I'm for real. I said, there's something in you that got a trigger in me. And I ain't nobody pulled it. Ain't nobody can tickle that shit like you. So I said, man, I'm scared as hell of you. I said, not scared of you, but I'm scared for you. You know what I mean? So he taught me a lot about myself and had to deal with it. I had to deal with it because why am I having these thoughts? And my point is to let you realize is that, see, when it turns to God and the devil in one aspect, see, it's you, ego versus consciousness. See, you are who you think you are. You see what I'm saying? And if your mind and thoughts is speaking through your ego or with rage and goddamn, like for instance, somebody disrespect you, motherfucker, you ain't gonna goddamn disrespect me. And see, you lose control to your ego, and that ego just starts goddamn roaring like a motherfucker. And your conscience got to come in and say, you know what, man, it ain't even worth it. And then you find balance and you come down. You see what I'm saying? But see, they show us this in cartoons all the time. You see it, they make movies about it, the good guy, the bad guy, So my point is, take that in heed, man. I always look to your consciousness, man. I always look to every circumstance, every situation. Look at the consequences, see the consequences, see who suffers from if you do this, if you do that. See what happens, how it plays out, and find that balance. Now, I will say this. See, I learned how to make deals with my ego, and that guy over there who always tells me to fuck him up, go bust him in his head. Don't you let a motherfucker disrespect you. See, I learned how to make deals with that part of me, and I realized he is me, It's a part of me, the warrior part of me. He real. And so what I had to do is, I tell him when somebody disrespect me or he want to get out the cage, I say, look, man, I'm going to let you out. I'm going to let you run free. But now when it's time for me to let him out, it's when I got to establish respect. I got to establish honor. And it might be somebody who's selling me short. And it might be somebody who don't know they really disrespecting me. I let him out the cage and he growled. And he pulled him up by the collar and said, listen here. Real as it motherfucking get now. You see what I'm saying? Then he come on back in the cage and he say, that's all I wanted, Trav. I just wanted to get out the goddamn cage. You can't keep me locked in. I'm you. Get what I'm saying? And see, I found balance with it. That's why I love hard. And when it's time to love strong, and when it's time to love with a little rage in it, and when it's time to protect what's mine and stand for what's mine. See, I know how to find that balance and let him come on out a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah. So just take that, man. But for the most part, you know, I let this guy over here, my consciousness, man, the one that lets me know I'm everything and everything is me, and helps me understand that everything I am, everything I do affects something outside of me. That's what my energy, that's what my power is. You know, I walk in a room and let my consciousness take over and let that voice lead, and I watch everything around me. You see what I'm saying? Everything around me, react to it. I don't react to nothing unless it's with me or of me or love me. And if it ain't, I let him out the cage to start and to make a point, to say, look, this is how this movie gonna go. Mine is about love. And if yours ain't about love, get the hell from around me. And if it is, action. God is consciousness. Ego is devil. No matter how you say it, no matter how you want to believe it, both of them playing in your head right now. When you thinking fucked up, you is fucked up. You acting fucked up. You talking fucked up. You walking fucked up. When your mind right and your mind in a positive place, you glowing, you shining. Everybody love it. So take the power of understanding that you can't run from yourself. You are. And you got that power to dictate and understand who you are, to let everybody else understand who you are. I am the Honorable Trav P., and I love you.